Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jessica. Well, in the first part of my video, I gave a brief introduction about how to use the salary tax calculator provided by IRD to calculate how much exactly you have to pay for the salary tax in Hong Kong. And in this part, I'm going to talk about how much exactly we have to pay for the salary tax in Hong Kong based on the different income level. Well, normally as we know that in the mainland China, if you earn 1 million RMB per year, you are subject to almost 25% salary tax. This means that you have to pay like 250,000 RMB per year as a salary tax. However, in Hong Kong, the situation is totally different. If you earn like 1 million Hong Kong dollars during the year of assessment, probably you are only subject to approximately 10,000 Hong Kong dollars as a salary tax. Normally, I think there are several reasons. Firstly, the tax rate is pretty low in Hong Kong. The maximum tax rate in Hong Kong is like 70%. And compared to other places, the definitely tax rate is way higher. For example, in mainland China, the tax rate would be like 35%. Thus, in Hong Kong, this is really competitive in terms of the salary tax paid in Hong Kong. And also, as I mentioned in my first part, that in Hong Kong, you can choose between the progressive rate and the standard rate. Standard rate is like 15%, but you are not allowed to use the person allowance. And the standard rate is way more preferable for those people who earn a pretty high income. Like if your net chargeable income is about 1.2 million Hong Kong dollars per year, it's definitely better for you to choose the standard rate. And for other people, if your net chargeable income is lower than 1.2 million Hong Kong dollars, it's better for us to use a progressive rate. And in terms of progressive rate, for the initial 200,000 Hong Kong dollars, and there is a progressive rate increasing from only 2% to 14%, and for the remaining part, it is subject to 70% interest rate. You can see that in Hong Kong, the interest rate is pretty low. And I think another reason why in Hong Kong the salary tax can be so low because the person allowance should be like 132,000 Hong Kong dollars for per person if you're a married couple, and for the household, the tax exemption value should be like 264,000 Hong Kong dollars during the year of assessment. That is pretty high. And in Hong Kong, they have so many other type of dependent allowance as for example, if you have kids, and for every single dependent kid, the dependent allowance will be like 120,000 Hong Kong dollars per kid per year. If you have to take care of your parents or grandparents, and for each dependent parents or grandparents, dependent allowance could be ranging from 20,000 Hong Kong dollars to like 100,000 Hong Kong dollars per dependent per year. And also the cap number for dependent kids will be like 9 kids. If you rent an apartment, or you lend the mortgage, or you just borrow the mortgage from the bank, and there incur the interest expense, all those expenses are also deductible with the maximum deduction like 100,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. And also for the health insurance premier, it is also deductible with the maximum deduction like 8,000 Hong Kong dollars per person per year. And there is no cap for numbers of insured relatives, including yourself. And also the qualifying annuity premier are also deductible with the maximum deduction like 60,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. And even you want to attend the further education, such as you attend MBA courses, and the tuition fees are also deductible with the maximum deduction like 100,000 Hong Kong dollars per year as well. And furthermore, we have a tax credit. Every year in Hong Kong, the government give us tax credit. In last year, we have the last tax credit like 100,000 Hong Kong dollars during the year of assessment. Well, in all, I think that all the above reasons are listed are definitely contributes to relatively lower salary tax in Hong Kong. And let me just give you 3 scenarios. While in Hong Kong, the average income for those who just graduated from university will be like approximately 15,000 Hong Kong dollars to 20,000 Hong Kong dollars per month. And in the whole year, the average annual income for those who just graduated will be like 200,000 Hong Kong dollars. Let's say that they still live with their parents. They don't need need to spend money for renting apartments or paying for mortgage interest rate. We have to estimate it conservatively. And if the fill-in is annual salary income, the tax payable is 0. And the next scenario is like you have already worked for like 5 or 7 years, and the average salary for those who have just entered into the mid-level in the company will be like 30,000 Hong Kong dollars per year, and for the whole year including the bonus, their income will be like 400,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. And for those people, probably they are considering about moving out to rent a new apartment by themselves, or started to consider about buying apartment by themselves. Thus, they are subject to the rental expenses or the mortgage interest expenses. So for these scenarios, let's say that is the earning expenses they have to pay, and every year the tax payable will be like only 9,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. Well, let's say that for those who just hit their 35 or 40 years old and their income has tremendously increased, like probably they're gonna be able to earn approximately 60,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. In total, their annual income will be like approximately 700,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. Let's say that definitely they get married and they have at least one kid. And for this kind of situation, how much they're gonna subject is to tax in Hong Kong? You say that the only subject is to like almost earning 38,000 Hong Kong dollars per year during the year of assessment. And furthermore, as you just climb up and move up in the hierarchy, and you start to become something like in the management group, and you start to earn like approximately $70,000 per month in 1 year, including the bonus. Probably you just officially enter into the 1 million annual salary club. And for those people, and once you earn like 1 million Hong Kong dollars per year, you're gonna have way more expenditures. Probably you are considering about going for some MBA courses, and you have us to raise maybe 2 kids, and even have us to just pay for something like your health insurance, and you have us to take care of your parents, etc. And in this kind of a situation, it's like those normal cases in mainland China or in any other places around the world. And for those type of people in their 40s and have a really decent job, probably only one person have to work and your spouse maybe have to take good care of your kids at home. They don't have income. And in this kind of a situation, how much you're gonna subject is to tax in Hong Kong? And in this kind of a situation, you are only subject to like no more than 30,000 Hong Kong dollars as your salary tax. And we are not even considering about minus the tax credit, which is like 10,000 Hong Kong dollars during the year of assessment. Also, many of us would wonder that how to further mitigate our tax in Hong Kong as well. I think that there are several tips here. Firstly, try to make good use of a tax deduction. For example, such as the qualifying annuity premiere and voluntary contributions to MPF in total of with the maximum deduction of 60,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. Try to make good use of these benefits. This just help you to just save a lot of tax, and also it is like a good preparation for your future retirement as well, retirement plan as well. And my second advice is that if you are a married couple, try to decide how your spouse and you share the personal allowance and deduction entitlement as efficient as you can. For example, as mentioned in my first part, that in terms of the home interest as a home loan interest expense, the maximum year for you to deduct the home loan interest expense for one person is 20 years. Thus, you have to decide with your wife how to use that, whether you should split the home loan interest quota together, or you should initially use up as a 20 years home loan interest, and then your wife can use for the another 20 years. You have to decide on this. And also for those people that if you are a married couple, for the one with the relatively higher income, definitely should be entitled with the children dependent allowance, because once you choose the children allowances for one person, and all of your children allowance should only credit to this person. And also, if you have several type of incomes, such as you have a profit tax, you have a property tax, and also you have a salary tax, and probably it's better for you to consider about using a personal assessment for filing your tax return. That is a really useful way for you to mitigate your tax expenses. And probably in next video in the future, I'm gonna just give you some further introduction about the PA, the personal assessment. That is a really amazing way for you to mitigate your tax in certain circumstances. And also, you and your spouse can decide who should use the deduction or personal allowance, since definitely the person with a higher income would be preferable to use those deductions and personal allowance, because normally if your income is below the 1.2 million Hong Kong dollars, it's better for you to use the progressive rate instead of a standard rate. This means that for the initial 200,000 Hong Kong dollars part, it is like a progress rate ranging from 2% to 54%, and thus you have to make good use of the initial lower progressive rate and to mitigate your tax. Alright, that is the end of my video. If you like a video, please thumb up. If you have any comments or questions, you are really welcome to leave a message. Okay, that's all. Bye.